coach.
Oh, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he's a great coach at all. He's a nice coach, and to me, I've said this. I've said he's really a great cheerleader guy. I don't know what he does, but I don't think.
Huddle up, Steelers Nation. It's Tank for Steelers Chalk Talk here on Fox Sports Net Wheeling, Pittsburgh, 1400 AM. Yeah, that's where you landed on your AM station as you were just scanning through. And now you got some madman about to scream for the next hour about the State of the Union of the Pittsburgh Steelers. My team, your team, our team. 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps. Our Corps, your Corps, our Corps. We feel like Marines at sometimes, don't we? Steelers Nation? Huh? We are the biggest, baddest cats out there in the jungle. I mean, sure, you could be an Arizona Cardinals fan or a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. Ain't the same as being enlisted in the United States of Steelers Nation, baby. You got tattoos up your left arm, down your right arm. You got all 6 trophies on your back. You're leaving space for 7 and 8. That's Steelers Nation, man. That's Steelers Nation. And I got to tell you something. Steelers Nation ain't happy these days. Even adamant Mike Tomlin fans are saying politely, maybe his time has passed. Whereas more vocal fans who have, well, they left the bus station years ago when even Terry Bradshaw saw it and said Mike Tomlin's a cheerleader in 2016. Those fans got off the Tomlin train because they got off in Cleveland and Baltimore because they saw the Tomlin train, heading down the tracks and eventually going to wreck. And boy, is it come off the rails. I don't even know where to begin. You all know the problems. He's lost the locker room. He's got Laurel and Hardy there, Huey and Dewey, Deontay and George Pickens doing whatever they want whenever they want. You know, that's what the nut jobs over in West Penn Psych do. You know, when they get out at 3 a.m, they bust out of their cells, and the psych patients are nuts. And they're roaming around the halls over there at Western Psychiatric Institute. They do whatever they want. Whatever they want. They get naked and they shave all their body hair off them and they run around going, look at me. I'm a flamingo. I'm a flamingo. I'm a walrus. You said you were a flamingo. I'm a walrus now. You know, crazy stuff. Who amongst us in Steelers Nation won't say that Huey and Dewey and Louie and Laurel and Hardy, Deontay and George, hey, you might need to go over to Western Psych, get some meds, because they're acting a little nutty. Not since LeGarrette Blount and Le'Veon Bell were blowing down the Highland Park Bridge, smoking weed, heading to the airport to go to a game. Have we seen such nuttiness from a pair of Steelers? I have my opinions. We're going to get to them later in the show. It's an hour long. I can rant all I want. But it's time to hear from Steelers Nation. More so you folks who are on our Facebook page and our YouTube page. If you're not on there, please do like them. Steelers Chalk Talk. Tank Tantlinger, Mike McMahon, the former NFL quarterback. Mike's off again this week. It is Christmas, so I sent him Christmas shopping. Get a pair of slippers or socks. You ever see the socks? Hey, you got the toes in them with the big toe goes in yeah, that's what I want. No, I'll take a pecan pie instead. But want to hear from Steelers Nation. So what we're going to do in this segment, I'll tell you what I had wrote or what picture I posted on our Steelers Chalk Talk Facebook page. And seriously, go there and like it, or YouTube. Steelers Nation, you're not afraid to let your comments go. So that's where we're going to pick it up. with your comments. Well, you Steelers Chalk Talk Nation fans, and see what you have to think about, well, the State of the Union of Steelers Nation. All right, so I posted just 3 days ago. I've been posting pictures of the Chief, Yacht Rooney, because this is his football team. It is. It's the Chiefs football team. First. So in quotes I put, get Tomlin in my office now and tell him to bring his playbook. Now, if you know football, old school football, that's vernacular. Tell him to bring his playbook, for you're out of here. You're cut. You're off the team. Curtis, well, he just chimed in and said, damn right. Mark, hey, hell yes. Well, there you go. And you got about 15 other of yous coming in with hearts and thumbs up. Okay. That's a pretty strong indictment there about, the State of the Union for Mr. Rooney right now. And the way he sees things. Looking down from high in heaven above. You know, Betty English, she always chimes in, and she's a nice lady. I think I'd like to have tea and crumpets with Betty English. You know, she keeps it nice. She keeps it polite. But posted the most embarrassing moments from another Steelers lost. When we lost to the Patriots a couple weeks ago. Betty just chimed in and put, pray. I agree with you, Betty. It is Christmas, and miracles are answered by the good Lord above. But here's the thing, Betty. I don't know what we're praying for. I just don't. Your good heart, I'm sure, is just that we get back to normal with black and gold. Me, I'm seeing it different. I'm praying for a new head coach for New Year's, Betty. So another Art Rooney, the Chief post. And again, I used the Chief's face on our Steelers Chalk Talk Facebook page. This quote said, the Chief ain't happy. The Chief wants solutions to the problems. So let's hear from you, Steelers Nation. How do you fix our beloved franchise? Man, we got close to 20 likes from and loves from that. Samantha Oliver loved that. Becky and Ken, you gave it hearts. But Frank Marchitelli, bet he's Italian, Frank. Frank wrote, they have the horses, but they just don't know where to go. You know, I got to agree with Frank. I've said it since the beginning of the season and it seems like a million years ago, we were screaming, fire Todd Haley. I mean, Todd Haley, Randy Fichtner, Matt Canada, they're all the same. Tomlin hired them and they stunk. And again, as I've been saying, Fichtner and Canada were so bad, they made Haley look good. He stunk. I don't care what anybody says. Most people that say Todd Haley knew what he was doing don't know jack about football. Under Todd Haley's reign, they should have been to 2 Super Bowls. Not saying they would have won them. He had the killer's bees and the best offensive line and a damn stout defense. Don't tell me Todd Haley's a good OC. Anyway, asking Steelers Nation, how do you fix the problems? What's wrong? Steeler fan for life. Man, he's rough. Came in with, Rooney's don't care. Rooney's don't care. I guess that's alluding to they just like money. Elaine C., I like you. Clean house, says Elaine. Clean house, that's the solutions to your Pittsburgh Steelers. Greg Stossel, well, he all capitals, fire. Who's this? Tomlin. Never heard of him. Fire Tomlin, says Greg Stossel. I like Elaine C's clean house, too. Everybody's got to go in that scenario. Even Steely McBeam's got to hit the road because he ain't pulling away, says that Chief. So, 3 disastrous Titanic. You ever heard of that there little dinghy? The Titanic? You know, a little dinghy up there in the North Atlantic, leaving out of Ireland, northern Belfast. Yeah. Everything's good. Everything's fine. Everything's good. Everything's fine. We're going to get to New York in record time. Everything's fine. Iceberg! Boom, sink. Everybody's dead on the Titanic. 3 losses in a row to a bunch of cupcakes. Anyway, after the Patriots, whatever it was, Bill Belichick owns Mike Tomlin. You know that. Bill Belichick is like the school bully in 5th grade with Mike Tomlin. Every day he sees him just before lunch, and Belichick goes, well, he mumbles, he goes, give me your milk money. Give me your milk money. And Tomlin goes, I can't understand you. Then Belichick gets really upset and goes, give me your milk money. Give me your milk money. So Mike Tomlin gives Bill Belichick the milk money. And Bill Belichick goes, don't go anywhere. Wait right here.
Terry, I think Mike Tomlin still needs to prove he's a great coach.
Oh, I don't think he's a great coach at all. He's a nice coach, and I've said this. He's really a great cheerleader guy. I don't know what he does, but I don't think that he's a great coach at all. His name never even pops in my mind when we think about great coaches in the NFL.
Now,
Chris,
the coach before him, Bill Cowher, did you think Bill was a great coach?
I think Bill came in. Yeah, I think Bill was. I think Bill came in and took over a team that had been struggling. And when you take over for Chuck, and you know, even the Stil'rs had some good years, really good years, and then they kind of, you know, by their standards, kind of mellowed out. And at Chuck's end of Chuck's career, in comes Cowher. Cowher kind of gave him that boost to get him back up and win a Super Bowl. So Cowher, I have more identity with Cowher than I do Tomlin. I know Cowher when he came over from Kansas City as a defensive coordinator, I believe, down there. Yeah. And his teams were tough. Tomlin came in from Minnesota, and I didn't know anything about him. So maybe it's unfair for me to make the comparison.
I don't think it's unfair. I happen to agree with Terry.
Well, I like the game.
I think Mike Tomlin plays in the best organization in professional sports. I think he has the greatest support system in professional sports. I think the Rooney organization, the Rooney family, has put from Dick LeBeau, to now Todd Haley, I go up and down on, but they've provided him with the proper coaching support, and I just don't think he's maxed it out. The guy mismanages the clock. I think he gets over-aggressive a lot of times and plays from his gut rather than what is strategically sound, and it bites him in the rear end, and that's why they've only got 1 playoff win in the last 5 years.
Maybe the tradition of the Pittsburgh Steelers is done. Maybe it needs to be formed a new kind of way. I don't know. Like, who's grabbing someone by the face mask and being like,
Yeah.
That's not what we do. It's not what we do. Is that happening? You have guys on defense doing it, but you need guys on both sides of the ball doing it. You need someone to stand up in that room on offense and be like, hey, this isn't what it means to wear the black and gold.
Believe, whether it's golf, whether it's hockey, whether it's boxing, whether it's our beloved black and gold, who I've loved since I'd pedal up on my little Evel Knievel bicycle in Latrobe, where I grew up, and go watch Steelers training camp. I remember the first day I ever saw the Chief, Mr. Rooney, standing there smoking a cigar. My dad goes, you know who that is? I go, no. Mr. Rooney was really cool. How you doing, little lad? Rub my hair. The point I'm saying is there's a lot of junk, garbage, bonifications not there on sports talk and podcasts. For Ben Roethlisberger to come out and say what he said, that the Steelers might be done, is the loudest thing that has been said this year in sports talk, other than other than Joe Namath's accusations, other than John Rahm's $500 million deal with the Live Tour. Especially if you bleed black and gold. This statement by Ben Roethlisberger, who would know better than anyone else, goes and buys chocolate milk, comes back, and Fish Face dumps the chocolate milk all over Mike Tomlin. He owns him. Owns him. Of all the times not to get owned by the Patriots and Bill Belichick Fish Face, it was that game. Final score, your Pittsburgh Steelers 18. The Bean Eaters of Boston 21. Real simple. Mark chimes in. Trade Tomlin to the Panthers at the end of the season. It's time. Again, I'm just covering what your thoughts are on everything. Hey, you're listening to Steelers Chalk Talk. I'm Tank Tantlinger here on Fox Sports Net Wheeling, Pittsburgh. Tune in every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. I might start talking about badminton soon. Badminton's a great game. Plus, you got to play it in warm weather. Might be better. Do we have a badminton team here in Pittsburgh? You know, it just continues. It continues. The insanity right now. Down the road we go. Week after week after week. Year after year. Mike Tomlin's playoff history, 2007, one and done. To Dave Garand. 2008 should have been our year. Tom Brady blew out his ACL. Went on to win a Super Bowl. Anyway, I was going to go through this whole list. You know the deal. Tim Tebow, 2011. Lights it up against us. Lights it up. Back up A.J. McCarron, 2015. We lost to I don't want to go through all this, man. You know the deal. The loss to the Jaguars. 2020. Lost against Baker Mayfield. All right. Hey, you're listening to Steelers Chalk Talk here on Fox Sports Net Wheeling. I'm Tank Tantlinger. We're going to come back, Christmas edition. We're going to read some emails off our YouTube page. Boy, people getting really hostile on YouTube. It's the holidays, folks. Lighten up.